Hey, well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you to you and to your organization for having me this morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to give some special shout out to all of those that are with us today. Thank you so much for taking some time to join, as well as those that are going to be watching on video. Thank you for taking your time as well to tune in and watch today's session. Today's session is going to be about self advocacy, but we're going to get there. I want to start off by saying simply creating your own bright future, right? And I want to sort of emphasize the element of your own future. And you're going to hear a little bit more about my thoughts on that as we go on. So thank you for joining, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So today's session goals are to talk about self-advocacy and self-determination. I'm only going to be able to scratch the surface today, but these are two very important life skills for you, regardless of your future majors, your future career paths, your future, those that are going to join the military, whatever's next for you. These two skills are underlying elements to help you continue to build your foundation for the being the best professional, being the best neighbor, being the best community member that you can be. First, me. As mentioned, my name is Chaz Kellem. I live born and raised here in Pittsburgh. I went to school at Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania up in Erie. My master's is from Robert Morris. And as Gina mentioned, I currently work at the University of Pittsburgh in the Division of Student Affairs. Pittsburgh's home. I think it's a little big city with a lot to offer. I hope that all of you from the region, now I know not maybe not from Pittsburgh, from the region, from the area, find Pittsburgh to be enjoyable and insightful. And I hope in the future you'll consider staying in the region overall. To start, I am new things. So, folks, I start off with this early because self advocacy and self determination is a little bit about being uncomfortable. So that you'll see two pictures here: one of me water tubing and on jet skis, and one of me of shooting a bow and arrow. I lost a lot of arrows in the woods that day. It wasn't the most successful target practice, but it was a heck of a lot of fun. So I really think it's important that you simply step outside your comfort zone, right? Understand what brings you joy, understand what brings you fun, and try new things. There's some value and virtue with simply stepping outside of that and trying new things. Speaking of that, I am fun, right? Picture of me and my wife there, our wedding day, a picture of me and my best friend and my best man at my wedding. I simply want to say here, have fun, right? Life is way too short. Have as much fun as you can. Enjoy all the special, important people that are around you, and have as much fun as you can. And to cherish and make memories, right? Oftentimes, I feel like we're going very fast, and we're not slowing down to enjoy the rainbow, smell the roses, things of that nature. And I am my past. So this is me. As you probably have already noticed from various photos I've shared about myself, I have a physical disability. I was born with a rare bone disease that causes my bones to break with little or no force. So this is little Chaz. I don't know what my mom and dad were dressing me in, but that's another presentation for another time. Yes, that's my mom in the picture. We look identical. But my disorder causes my bones to break very easily. So I'm in my late 30s, and I've broken over 40 bones over the course of my life. So, the past is a part of who we are. And I think it's important that we embrace that, we own that, and we understand how that past impacts our self-advocacy and our determination as well. So to continue here, Nikita, is going on our topic, many of you today, or many of you that are watching today, may have some of these feelings, right? Like not sure who you are, not sure who you want to be. Maybe you feel different from others. You're not sure where you belong, right? Maybe you feel like this now. Maybe you feel lost. COVID has impacted us all. And I would, not doing, us as a community any justice if I didn't pause to reflect that COVID has impacted us all, regardless if we are rich or poor, black or white, young or old. It has impacted us all in many, many ways. So some of that has left us feeling isolated, not sure what tomorrow's going to bring. But I want us to understand that we're not alone in this, right? Many people, many high school students, many college students, many adults have those same feelings, right? Not sure what's next for us, not sure how we fit into the grand scheme of the world, not sure what we're supposed to do. Many of us have made mistakes and will make more of them. So I just wanted to let you all know on this slide here that you're really not alone. And that there's communities out there that are experiencing similar things to you, right? So where we may be at now, right? So this is a quote I kind of live by is, oh my goodness, I am different, yet I am the same. That difference makes us special. While we are different, we have a lot of similarities, right? So, many of us right now are doing school virtually. Many of us maybe go to school once or twice a week. Some of us have had sick family members. Many of us, some of our family members have had job impacts. So I want you to think about at the conclusion of today, what makes you the same versus what makes you different, right? Like there's a lot of similarities that we have as students, as community members, as learners, as brothers, as sisters, as husbands, as wives, as boyfriends, as girlfriends, right? Like think about what your identities are and what makes you the same as others versus what makes you different. And I want you to do that to get a sense of community. Again, going back to you are not alone. You have people around you that care about you. You have people around you that are experiencing the same things as you. These are some fundamental points to self-advocacy and self-determination. And speaking of self-advocacy, it's really about expressing what you want or you need, right? As a person with a disability, much of my life, people often try to define what I needed, right? Or what was best for me, right? But having advocacy skills, finding your voice, communicating your needs and your wants to other people is important, right? Setting your own framework for your version of success and your version of happiness. Finding your voice, right? I'm putting a little bit of this onus on you as students, as teachers, to help our young people help each other find that voice, right? Making sure that you're expressing what you want and what you need, not what other people are telling you want, not what your friends are doing. Don't do it because things are cool or popular or what social media tells you. Do it because it's what you want and what you need. It's what makes you happy at the end of the day. So that's really the framework, right? Like, what do you like, right? These are questions you need to ask yourself. What brings you joy, right? What is it that you want and who can help you get there? I'm going back to it. Yes, I was once in high school. Yes, I get that school, whatever grade you're in, can be tough and challenging. But there are lots of people in your school, in organizations, in the community that are helping you trying to get what you want and what you need, right? So start to think about what to expect for your future. One skill that I use a vision board where I'll take magazines or articles or I'll find things on the internet and I'll cut them, paste them, put them on a poster board. And it's like my goal, my ambition. It's my vision board of what I want to get to, right? So if that's a house, a car, if that's better grades, if that's new clothes, new sneakers, whatever, like remind yourself of it, right? Remind yourself and encourage yourself that you can get there and you can get there with the support. This slide here I think is important, right? I understand that things aren't necessarily fair or things aren't necessarily equal. So if you look at this slide here, you'll see reality, equality, equity, and liberation, right? It's that freedom, right? So the reality is that things aren't unfair, right? Some people have a lot of success and a lot of opportunity. Some people have a little bit. Some people are still behind various barriers, many barriers that they didn't necessarily create for themselves. Equality is this idea about giving every person the same thing. Well, as you can see from that slide, that doesn't work. The person on the right still can't necessarily see it, right? Equity, which I'm a supporter of, right? I believe in the idea of equity, is each person finding whatever he, she, or they may need in order to find success for themselves, right? So as you can see there's, one person has no boxes, one person has one person has two, and they all can enjoy the version of life, right? Whatever that version of life is for them. So let's imagine the baseball game or the game going on is sort of like the goal, the dream, life, right? Well, I want to remove the fence completely, right? I want to remove whatever barriers are in our way as a community, right? So if there are system challenges or policy issues, like I want to remove the problem, right? I don't want to just create solutions. Yeah, that's temporary, but I want us to remove the problem. And I share this with you because it takes your voice, all of our voices, to help us do that. Talk to each other, talk to teachers, talk to counselors, talk to whomever's at home. Let's continue to make things better, not only for each us individually, but for us collectively. Why is it important? Well, it creates services. It allows you access to services, supports, and opportunities. It allows you to get help if you need it, right? I have an amazing partner here. My wife is awesome. And I say to her, like, I'm not a mind reader. I can't help her or help our household if I don't know what she needs, right? So again, like, you have to use your voice if you need help. People aren't going to know what it is you need. So you gotta find your voice, right? And this gives yourself a voice. Oftentimes, many of us, especially marginalized communities, are left off and away from the table. I want to be at the table. I want my voice to be heard. And I want to do it not necessarily for me, but I want to help others, right? Self-advocacy puts you in a position for you to succeed. And again, whether that's military, technical school, a traditional 4 year, a community college, even if you go to work right after, right? Advocating for yourself is a valued skill for you to find your own version of success for you. Well, why does it matter, right? Why does it matter? Well, I want everybody to have a shot at a good life. I believe we all can be happy. We all can find our own version of success and happiness. I want each of you, either you're with me live today or you're going to watch this, on video. I want you to have a full and healthy and happy life, right? But you've got to have that voice. You've got to tell me what that means for you, right? You got to be strong. You can do hard things. I know you can. You got to find that voice. You got to be determined within yourself. You got to support others, right? But let's build people up versus tearing them down. As someone with a disability, I know how vital positivity can be, right? When people talk me up and when people support me and when people got my back and when people look after me, and those things help me find my voice. And not only was it teachers and staff and people in my community, it was my peers, it was my other classmates that also helped me build that level of confidence and that level of advocacy, right? So because I have a disability, I believe it's just another form of diversity. And I wanted to point that out there is that we all are diverse and unique in our own way. And I want you to be comfortable in the skin that you're in, right? So again, like if it's a disability, if it's your, English isn't your first language, if you're in the LGBTQIA community, I want you to be comfortable in who you are and still find that voice. Now, when I say find that voice, I'm not asking you to go and yell from the rafters or yell from the rooftop, right? Think about small forms of advocacy to start, right? Tell your teacher you don't understand. Ask for additional tutoring support. Talk to someone at home or wherever you go to after school and tell them that you need more help on your homework. Tell your friends that you need their support to come to your game or come watch your math league. Like have small wins, and then you can yell from the rafters. All right, but let's take those small steps forward first. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This takes time. There's going to be tests, allies, and enemies along the way. The tests are going to be the small hiccups along your journey of being a self-advocate, right? And we're all going to have those. I even have those now as an adult. The allies are going to be the people that support you and help you along your journey, right? That's that circle of trust. That's that circle that's going to support you and build you up. Continue to build that, right? Continue to grow that sort of circle of trust. The enemies are the haters, right? Those that are always going to add in this self-doubt. Shake those off. Leave them where you met them, right? One strategy I often use is I will, maybe take a couple pieces of small toilet paper, write down sort of what I'm feeling or what I'm battling, the haters. I'll put them in the toilet and I will flush that toilet. And when I flush it, I let that go, right? I leave that where it is, and I'm letting that hate off of me, right? That hate, those doubters will start to push down on you. So we have to find a way to let them go, to find that for you. Now, the four basics, again, touched upon these. You have defining the situation, developing an action plan, you carry out that action plan, and then you evaluate the results. These are 4 steps, right? Define, develop, carry out, evaluate. So you define the situation that you're in. What's the situation you're in? You're having a hard time on a test. You're not understanding the content. You're dealing with a situation on a sports team or in a club. Okay, you create an action plan. What are you going to do? What can I do? What can I control? You carry that out, right? And then you evaluate. You pause and you reflect, right? So this is sort of a cycle that can happen in small cases and with big things. Now, moving to self-determination, right? I really believe here that this aligns nicely with self-advocacy, and it's about making your own decisions, right? I want to put it back on you, though. You have to understand your interests, your needs, your goals, and sort of what your abilities are and your capabilities are, right? So it's not just telling people what you want and telling people what you need and making your own decisions. No, let's pause for a minute. Let's understand who we are. Let's use this time wherever we are in life to pause and understand our interests. What are our goals, right? Whether it's a vision board, you write them down, you talk to a counselor about them, whatever that looks like. And then self-determination and self-advocacy skills are rooted in what your future looks like for you, right? And again, this leads to more active, successful learning outcomes for everybody. So again, self-determination aligns nicely with self-advocacy. And here's a quote there: the ability to identify and achieve goals based on the foundation of knowing and valuing oneself. You can't do any of this, folks, if you don't value yourself. So I go back to being comfortable in the skin that you're in, right? Owning that. I am this. I'm a husband. I'm a Black. I'm a male. I have a disability. I'm a friend. I'm a brother. I'm a pit professional, right? Understanding all of who I am. I have challenges too, right? I battle many of the same things that you all are and maybe will in the future, right? But valuing and knowing oneself is such an important element to creating the life that you want for yourself. And at the end of the day, folks, it's your future, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat this anymore, right? I don't want you thinking like, oh, this is the after school special, right? This is about you. This is about creating the future and finding the passion that you want, right? And having that confidence and that pride in whatever that you do. Many of you have heard me say this before, if you've been at sessions with me in the past, about if you're going to be a pooper scooper, you better be the best darn pooper scooper in your area, right? Having that passion and enthusiasm to do it, just creates more opportunity. People appreciate opportunity. People recognize opportunity. People love opportunity. So have that passion, have that joy, and people will truly appreciate that. At the end of the day, we're all trying to figure out the puzzle of life, right? We're all trying to put the pieces together to understand how each piece fits together. And I will tell you, as a middle-aged professional, it'll never be put together fully, right? You're always, man, I thought I had it closed, and then COVID came, right? And then I had to switch all of how I was doing that, almost everything. And I realized how much I miss my mom and how much I value my wife and how much I value that small circle of true friends that I have. And so again, I think we're always putting together the pieces of the puzzle. We're always learning, right? We're always growing. So I think it's important to recognize that and just be comfortable as you continue to put together that puzzle. I will just want to conclude by simply saying thank you. Thank you to all of you for joining today, for watching. I really do appreciate the time spent today. I hope that you feel motivated, you feel encouraged, and that you can take some of these self-advocacy and self-determination principles, make them your own, and kind of infuse them into the values and the principles of the other things you've learned, not only in similar sessions as this, but also in your day-to-day school life. So thank you very much. And with that being said, I'll turn it over to Gina for any questions.